We are at 1999, and it's WrestleMania 15. Here are my ratings. 10 matches took place, and the 10th placed match tonight was Sable versus Torrie. This was quite a sloppy matchup. 1 star. Nicole Bass came out and helped Sable get the victory. Sable was very over still at this point, but this would be her last WrestleMania until WrestleMania 20, where it all began again. 9th place. Now, I'm going to talk about the first real contest at WrestleMania. Yes, this was a real boxing match between Butterbean and Bart Gunn, or was it Bark the Hammer Gunn? What? Copyright infringement from Greg Valentine much? Anyways, this was quite the knockout. I've not seen a knockout like this, I don't think, ever. Butterbean just knocked out Bart Gunn for real. This fight was over. It lasted shorter than the entrances. It was, so it's hard to rate this fight. I'm used to rating matches, but 1 star, very memorable moment for all the wrong reasons for Bart Gunn. But yeah, it was quite the sight. He honestly looked dead when he fell to the canvas. It really was quite the knockout. 8th place is Mankind versus The Big Show. Again, a 1 star match affair. Mankind took a sick bump in the match when he was on top of the back of the Big Show, and Big Show, just fell backwards, all on top of Mankind. Big Show, 500 pounds, and that was a sick bump. But this match was not that great either. 1 star. The Tag Team Championship titles were on the line. In my 7th placed match, Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett defeated the team of D'Lo Brown and Test. This match didn't get enough time to be any more than a 2 star match, with Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett picking up the win. 6th placed match was the Hell in a Cell match. One of the worst Hell in a Cell matches ever. Not much happened in it. But I still give it 2 stars. But yeah, it was a flat Hell in a Cell match. The expectations are high for these type of matches, and this one did not deliver. The crowd hated it. The Undertaker went 8-0, defeating the Big Boss Man. My 5th place match is Road Dogg versus Val Venus versus Ken Shamrock and Goldust. A 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. This seemed to be thrown together to get all these wrestlers on the card. It was okay, but nothing special. 2 stars. I enjoyed the hardcore triple threat match better. It was a fun match. Hardcore Holly defeated Billy Gunn and Al Snow to become the hardcore champion again. There was a couple of nice spots in this match. I liked the spot where Mr. Ass, he hits Hardcore Holly with the chair and throws Al Snow through the table. That was a neat spot, and the crowd popped for that one. 2 stars for the hardcore match. First of our 3-star matches, the 3rd best match of WrestleMania 15. Now, I thought WrestleMania 15 overall fell flat. It wasn't. WrestleMania 14 was much better, I thought, overall. Kane versus Triple H was a 3-star affair. It was a very slow-paced 3-star match. It's definitely not must-see, but it was still, some solid work from both guys in here. And here, before the match started, was the return of Pete Rose, whom I forgot to mention in last ratings video was tombstoned by Kane before his match with The Undertaker. And he was disguised as a chicken, one of the football mascots, I think. and he ended up getting tombstoned again. Quite an amusing segment. When he tombstoned him at WrestleMania 14, Kane got a massive pop from the crowd, and the crowd were quite loud for this one too. 3 stars for Kane v Triple H. Second best match of the night was the WrestleMania wrestling debut for Shane O'Mac, taking on XPac, who was wrestling his first match at WrestleMania, surprisingly. This was an entertaining match. It wasn't technically a masterpiece or anything, but I still give it 3 stars. It was very entertaining, with Briscoe and Patterson getting involved at the start, the Mean Street Posse sitting at the front row getting involved. Test was involved a lot, and yeah, it was entertaining matchup, which saw Triple H turn on D-Generation X, turn on X-Pac, in the twist of the night, and siding with the corporation. Triple H turning heel. I think he's much better as a heel. He's a bit of a boring babyface Triple H. So yeah, 3 stars for Shane McMahon versus X-Pac. 4-star match was the main event of the night, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship. I actually preferred their Backlash match a month later, but this was still very entertaining affair. Lots of fun spots. These guys. Steve Austin was still mega over with the crowd by this point. The Rock was creeping. He was getting near to Steve Austin's popularity. So these were the stars of the Attitude Era. There was Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock on the same level. Then there was everybody else. And they put in a 4-star match. First of 3 matches will be seen of these two at WrestleMania. They just had great chemistry together. Austin getting the win here with a Stone Cold Stunner, the second Stone Cold Stunner of the night. And then after winning the WWF Championship, Steve Austin had a wee beer bath with referee Al Hebner at the expense of Vince McMahon, who got a stunner. Vince McMahon, he was the biggest heel of the company at this point, and the feud with Steve Austin was the best wrestling feud ever in my book. Raw's War back then was must-see with Austin versus McMahon. Next up is WrestleMania 2000, which I'm not really looking forward to. It's a lot of gimmick. It's all gimmick wrestling matches. There's not one singles match at WrestleMania 2000. Well, there is actually, but it's pretty shit. Terry versus the Cat, and yeah, it was rubbish. I'll get onto that in my WrestleMania 2000 ratings video. But there would be one big absentee from WrestleMania 2000, and that is the biggest star of WrestleMania 15, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was ran over by a car at the Survivor Series and would not be seen on WWF television again until Backlash 2000, a month after WrestleMania 2000. So WrestleMania 2000 would be a Stone Cold Steve Austin empty show. The Undertaker would also be absent from WrestleMania 2000. He didn't get hit by a car or anything. I think he just, pulled a ligament or something. I'm not too sure why he was absent. But yeah, the last image we've seen was Stone Cold Steve Austin as champion. The last WrestleMania in the 90s, the last WrestleMania in the 80s, we've seen Hulk Hogan as champion. So you had the 2 biggest stars or their eras closing out the 80s for Hogan, closing out the 90s for Steve Austin, and then 10 years later we'd have. Oh no, we wouldn't have the biggest star of that particular era. We'd have friggin' Triple H closing out the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania, the one I was at. Anyways, Yeah, WrestleMania 15, all the stars were on display, but it fell flat a wee bit in the middle. It wasn't as good as, it didn't have the atmosphere of WrestleMania 14, and I enjoyed watching that better, even though, I may rate some of these matches higher than the WrestleMania 14 matches. But, even some of my 1-star, 2-star matches from my WrestleMania ratings, it doesn't mean it's a terrible match. It just means those matches sometimes, on occasion, didn't get enough time to reach the 3-star, 4-star levels. But in some cases, I still enjoyed these 1-star, 2-star matches. I'll see you all for WrestleMania 2000, WrestleMania 16 ratings.